All right, so we are done with our table design or development, and we are displaying some data from our table inside the database. Now, what I think we should do next is actually make this a little bit more dynamic. I want to show you a technique that I use all the time and something that is going to give you some information, some practice on switch statements. That way we can apply one of the things that we learned from the course here on this CMS project. All right, so what I really want to do is make another page and include. So we want to use the same page right here, post.php, and we want to include it. For example, the delete, the inserting, the CRUD basically included by using get requests instead of just going to another page. We will probably include the page using get requests. And I'll show you right now. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. I'm going to show you right now exactly how we're going to do this. So the first thing that I want to do is remove this table out of here and include it here depending on certain condition. But for that, we need to make another file. Let's go to admin and then let's go to includes. Right click on includes and let's create another page called view underscore all posts dot php. All right, and let's go to posts and make sure we get that table out of there. Let's get it out of there, the whole table, and then command exit. You will be control exiting if you are in the Windows. If you're in a Mac, command X, we know that. And let's go back to view all posts, view underscore all underscore post.php. Let's paste it in there. Just fix up this thing a little bit here. That's fine. Put this here, it was just bothering me a little bit. That's fine. And let's go back here. Here, what we want to do is a switch statement. So first we need to check for a condition. So let's write a PHP tag first before we write any PHP, right? So we're going to be using the get request. Let's just do this here. Organize this a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Make this a little bigger for you. Perfect. So if it's set, we're going to use this. Remember this function get. We're going to check for a get request, get super global. Source, we're going to call this key the source. If it's set, I want you to set this variable, because what it is that for the switch statement to work, we need a condition, right? And it takes only one parameter. It takes only one. So we're going to use one variable. And depending on the variable, we're going to show different pages and include functions. So we're going to check if this get source is available, and if it is, then we make a variable for it called source. All right, if so, that's one condition here. Let me show you the switch statement if you don't remember. Switch right here has the switch statement. All right, and then the switch statement, we have something called cases. For example, this would be 34. All right, and the code would be right here. Nice. I'm just giving you a little placeholder there so that way you can tell exactly what I'm doing, how this is written. And we're going to copy this a couple of times going down. All right, so this is going to be a different case, and this is going to be a different case. Nice 34, nice 100, and nice 200. You get the idea, right? And here we will have a default here, default. All right, and we have a break here, but we need to put the code right here, right? Code here. So this is a switch statement. So we need a condition right here to compare it to this case. So if this source right here is equal to this case, we're going to display this. If it's equal to this case, we're going to display this, and so on and so on. All right, so now if we do it like this, but what we need to do is include the default page that I wanted to include would be that view all posts. I want people to view all the posts, and then depending on what they click in there to include other files. So we're going to say view all posts .php. All right, so we are including, remember this file right here that we made with our table. So depending on that condition, we're going to display this table. Now this table is going to be displayed there all the time. That's the idea. But so that's why I'm putting this as a default, because I wanted to, just in case we don't find any other get requests, right? Then we display that all the time. So this is going to give us an error now, but I want you to see it. You see, we are displaying, it's giving us a notice actually. It's still displaying it for us, but it's telling us that it has an undefined variable. This is displaying this because all the conditions in the switch statements fail. So it knows that it needs to display something. It needs to do something after this. So we are displaying it, but we're just getting undefined variable. For that, we just patch it up a little bit, and we just use an else, and because it's undefined, let's just set it to something, whatever. It doesn't have to be anything. It could be empty. We just needed to get it out of the way. Refresh, and as you can see here, we are including the form there now as a default. Perfect. So for example, if we have a condition of 34, if we have a source of 34, I'll show you right now what that is. I'm going to go to the URL on top here. I'm going to type source 34. Source 34, there we go. Enter. And you can see it says nice 34 right here. All right. So that's what we're going to be doing. Depending on this condition here, we're going to be displaying different things here. All right. So we are done with this lecture here. On the next one, we're going to be making the rest of the pages and including them depending on the condition. All right. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.